Good evening, good evening, good evening. Hello, all of you. This is the part of the show where you get to relax for just a little bit. I'm going to perform a little bit of magic for you right now. But before I do that, just a small bit about myself. I live in Kansas City now, but I like to say I'm from Texas. Is anyone here from Texas? You? Nice, a few of you. We all could be cousins, so just think of that through the speech. They know me pretty well in Texas, actually. Not so much because of the magic, but because, as you can see, I'm the only one in Texas that owns a suit, so they know me. I like to think I'm the very best magician in Kansas City. I realize that's probably not true, but I'm the very best in my price range, so this will be really good. I'm going to do something that I do often in my shows. It's very dear to my heart. We're going to do a card trick, actually. I'll need one person to help me out. You, sir, you can just stay right where you are, Someone's coming with a mic, actually. Sir, what is your name, young man?
Nikki.
Nikki! I love it. You know, Prince wrote a song about you. Did you know that? Do you know who Prince is?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just making sure. Okay, perfect. This is really quite simple, Nikki. This is what we're going to do. I have a very large deck of cards here. I'm going to shuffle them up very, very briefly, just like so. And all you are going to do, Nikki, is tell me when to stop. Pretty simple, okay? Whenever you feel the urge.
Stop.
Right there?
Yep.
No more.
Yeah.
No less.
Yep.
Memorize this card, Nikki. Everyone memorize this card. No one tell me what it is. Do right here. Nikki, I have a question for you. If I told you that I knew exactly what card you would pick and I drew a picture of it yesterday on a sketch pad that's right here, what would you say to that?
That's pretty surprising.
That's pretty surprising. Most people go with fantastic or,
That too.
Okay, cool, perfect. Cool. Believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, right here is a deck of cards that has Nikki's card in it. Thank you so much. That's a trick. It's very good. I know. It's like David Copperfield. It really is. It's really good. I have better shoes, but, whatever. No, in fact, Nikki, it actually is true. If I snap my fingers, just like that. In fact, Nikki, for being such a good sport, not only will I show you your card, I'll let you keep it. Come up and grab this, Nikki, and everyone give him a round of applause. There you are, buddy. You guys want to know how I do that? Yeah, I'm not telling you. It's not happening, actually. But I will show you a different trick, actually. I'll show you something rather fun. This is rather fun. This is what I'll show you a trick with the silk, and I'll teach you all how to do it. What you do is you take your silk, and you place it into your hand like so. Okay, just like that. And then you grab your pocket, grab some wiffle dust like that, and it disappears. Yeah. Where do you think the silk is? It's in my hand. Pay with me. Stay right here. It's okay. I know I'm a magician, but you can trust me. It's fine. It's fine. I won't do that trick, actually, because apparently she has trust issues, so we'll put that. No, I'm just kidding. I will perform it, in fact. You can do it actually in either hand. What you do is when you place it into your hand like so, you grab some wiffle dust over on this side, like this. You snap your fingers, and believe it or not, it turns into an egg. It's pretty simple, yes. I'll show you how I did it. It's very, very simple. In the back of this egg, there is a hole. Yes, I know. Yes. And in the egg, I just place the silk there. You see, so the silk just goes inside the egg. So what you do if you want to learn how to do this trick, it's very quite simple. You take a pair of scissors, go into a Hobby Lobby, and just cut off a piece of silk. They usually don't notice if it's small. And get you an egg as well. And you're going to place the silk in one pocket and the egg in the other pocket. Yes, perfect. And you're going to reach down, and I reach down both hands this time, okay, both hands. And I'm going to grab the silk. But while I'm grabbing the silk, I'm also going to grab the egg. And I'm going to do what's called palming. See, I'm palming it into my hand. I try not to let people see it. And what I do is I place the silk into the egg like so, just like that. Now, at this time, people are thinking you're just placing it into your fist like so, like that. There we go. And you just reach into your pocket, grab some of whatever you want, and it turns into an egg. That is not a magic trick. That is just so that you guys can say you learned something today as well. So, cheers to you guys. Cheers to you guys. I'll get back to that, actually, but I want to actually touch on this for a brief second. You see, I believe that magic is not only very poetic and entertaining, but I believe it sometimes can consist of metaphors. And a lot of them are a lot like this egg, actually. You see, just when we learn something that maybe we didn't expect to learn, in hindsight, we realize that sometimes it's actually a lot simpler and easier than we thought it was going to be. And when it specifically comes to the egg, you realize that what maybe seemed impossible is actually very, very, very achievable. Or even me, for example. You see, I didn't always want to be a magician. I actually wanted to be an architect. And when people ask me how I became a magician, I tell them that it was quite possibly the greatest accident of my life. You see, I saw my first magic show when I was 7 years old. And maybe a short while after that, my father and mother got divorced, and maybe a short while after that, my father fell into a coma, and a short while after that, my father passed away. And when that happened, I backlashed quite a lot, actually. So much and so to where I was been expelled, admitted into about 5 or 6 different mental hospitals for various different reasons, held back, alternative schools, I mean, just really anything that you could name. By the time I was 12, and a way to, I assume, make me feel somewhat grateful, I was told that I was actually adopted. And through that identity crisis, I also came to terms that I would at some point have to face my own quote-unquote sexuality. And that by doing so might mean that I would have to cut ties with my family. And all of that was a burden on me for a very long time. So much so that by the time I turned 18, I had actually been kicked out of my mother's house and was homeless for about a year. Now, I say all of that because through all of that time, every time I would get very sad or upset or feel like quitting, I usually had somewhere near me a deck of cards or a magic book. And practicing magic, learning these things brought me back to my childhood, brought me back to a sense of nostalgia that would make me feel happy, because that was the last time that I can remember being happy. You see, magic for me was, for the longest time, a coping skill. I didn't quite realize exactly how important it would be through my life. It wasn't until, while homeless, performing on the corner for tips, that I realized that by performing as a magician, that I could ascend from my past. You see, I would no longer be labeled as whether the color of my skin or my sexuality or anything of that nature. I would simply be the magician. And that made me feel wanted because people wanted to see the magician. It made me feel needed. It was at that time that I decided that I would become a magician. So at first, I actually aligned myself with the idea of what a magician should be. There's only one problem with that, is a magician is inherently everything that I am not. Most people, when they think of a magician outside of possibly Chris Angel, you would think of someone that is maybe 40s or 50s, generally Caucasian, very heterosexual, lovely assistants all around him, and obviously I am none of those things. But nonetheless, I was committed. So I decided that I would do exactly that. So I started deepening my voice and doing very mysterious tricks. I even actually bought a tuxedo and decided that that's exactly what I would become. And I actually felt happy at this stage in my life, but I didn't feel necessarily whole, per se. So what do? I decided to go into more queer spaces, more queer venues, where I could feel more comfortable, more comfortable with myself and who I was. I didn't have to be this macho magician guy all the time. So by doing so, maybe a few months of doing that, I obviously saw my first drag show, yes, and I took to that like a moth to a light. I didn't know exactly why it was very important to me, but it was. And about a year later, I was a drag queen. Right there. You see, doing drag specifically taught me something that teaches a lot of people that do drag, and that is that it is okay to be completely yourself. You see, by doing this, I no longer had to have this in the back of my mind that I had to be this macho, assertive person. I didn't care if my wrist was a little limp or if my voice was a little high or whatever I wanted to do. I could just be myself. And I think that's one of the most important lessons really anyone can learn, is that if you're going to direct your own life and if you're going to, quote unquote, make a scene, I believe that you should do it unapologetically and truly, genuinely, to be yourself, each and every one of you. I think that's really one of the best things you can ever learn. And that's what that taught me. So it transitioned into my magic. I no longer wore my tuxedos. I wore what I wanted to. I said what I wanted to. I acted how I wanted to, and I felt comfortable. And the magic community may not have liked it, but people liked me, and I felt comfortable on stage doing what I love. So all of that brought you to what you see here today, essentially. So when people ask me why I became a magician, I don't tell them it's because I saw a magic show when I was 7 years old. I tell them it's because out of your entire lifetime, most people will only see 2 magic shows in their entire life. Most people will maybe meet a total of 5 magicians and maybe see a combination of 12 magic-related videos online. And the idea that that person would be a person of color or anyone in the queer community hasn't even been calculated because there are so very, very, very few of us. And the idea that that person could be me matters to me now. You see, now every interaction I have with someone is truly unique. And I don't think that I could ever have said that if it hadn't have been for that coping skill all those many years ago. So I'm going to leave you with this final thought. I want you, when you leave here today, if you don't take anything else from my talk, to think of your life a lot like this egg. So we all know how this secret works, and there's a hole in the back, and the silk goes in. But knowing the past of something doesn't necessarily mean you can define its future. So ladies and gentlemen, I bid you farewell. But while you go along your day thinking of this egg, thinking of what you've learned today, I want you to remember that it doesn't matter your past, where you feel like you're going, where you feel like you're headed, or if it's wrong or if it's right. One of my favorite songwriters says, "The rest is still unwritten." Thank you.